Samie, and today I will be talking about Radiohead. Radiohead is a rock band from the United Kingdom. They were formed in 1985. Radiohead is known by anyone who listens to English music, and if you don't know their albums, you probably know their very successful 1992 single, Creep. I will be covering their 2007 seventh album that sold more than 3 million copies in a year, my personal favorite, In Rainbows. In Rainbows starts off very upbeat, kind of like headbanging rock. As we move towards the third song, Nude, which is my favorite song of all time, we get more of an angelic kind of tone. I'll let the song speak for itself here. Moving on after Nude, we have Weird Fishes. It starts to lead us back into that upbeat rhythm that the album started with, but much softer. This is another one of those songs that just makes you reflect on your whole life upon listening. Next, we have All I Need. I really love the bass layered with the synth that we hear throughout the whole song. Tom's vocals here are just phenomenal. I love how echoey the whole song is. Radiohead really pays attention to every little detail and aspect of all of their songs in this album. It's very hard to not like them. Next in the album, we have False Arp, in which we have fast-paced vocals giving it more of an essay being recited feel to the whole song. Here we can hear both Tom York's and Ed O'Brien's voices work harmonically together. Speaking of, we haven't introduced the band. Allow me to formally introduce Radiohead while Reckoner plays in the back. Tom York is the leading vocalist. He is also on occasion the guitarist, pianist, and keyboardist. Also on backup instruments, we have Johnny Greenwood, who is brothers with our bass player, Colin Greenwood. Ed O'Brien plays the backing vocals and the guitar. And last but certainly not least, we have Philip Selway on the drums and percussion. Our third to last song on this album is House of Cards. This certainly feels like we are getting closer to the end. With the slow tempo and echoey vocals, it's hard to feel like we aren't being transported to the afterlife, which is quite literally the end. It's clear to see why they placed the song towards the bottom of the album. With more awakening and upbeat otherworldly songs at the beginning and throughout the middle of the album, this slow song fits right in as the 8th song. As our album comes to an end, or so we think, we are given Jigsaw falling into place as the 9th song. This is one of my favorites in this album. We pick up the pace again, and in the first verse, all the lines start with just as. In a way, it's like not so quick. You thought we were done, but we aren't done just yet. Just as we are getting ready to walk away from the album, we are reeled right back in. I like how this song gains its pace, and right before the last verse, we are giving a beat that is usually used as an outro. But once again, it's not done yet. On the contrary, it picks up again in a helpless, desperate, confused tone, and it ends abruptly. Videotape is In Rainbow's 10th and last song. This song is opened with only the piano, and it stays this way throughout the first minute and a half of the song, which then we are introduced to the percussion. Again, this has a sort of breakup feel to it, like something and possibly everything ends here. This is solidified by the lyrics, "This is my way of saying goodbye, no matter what happens now, you shouldn't be afraid." And the lyrics end there, with a minute and a half left of just instrumental. This is such a beautiful way to end this album. It's almost like a proper goodbye. I almost feel heartbroken listening to it. When you finish the album and go to replay the whole thing again, the first lyrics that hit you is, "How come I end up where I started?" Now, if that isn't the best placement and lyricism in the world, I don't know what is. It's made clear that the placement of their songs is very intentional. I give this a 10 out of 10. It's always an experience listening to Radiohead, and I would kill to see them play this whole album in order, live.
You paint yourself wide and feel noise. There'll be something missing.
Well, that's it for today's episode. This is Jammin' with Samie. We'll see you next time.
Now that you've